got to stop dogging on being 30. Jesus started his ministry at 30. David, Joseph started their role as king at 30.
All these are men. And you're not a man, you're a woman. She's hit the wall. If you're here for some coffee.
Hey, does anybody want coffee? Who wants coffee? I just made a fresh pot of coffee. Does anybody want coffee?
Here's some crazy research for you. So a third of men, 33%, a little over a third of men between the ages of 18 and 29 are not only single, but they're not actively looking for a partner. The same study said that by the year 2030, that 45% of women between the ages of 20 and 45 will be single. So I've got a question for the men, because I see it all the time in my comments. Most of my comments are filled with guys saying we're done. We're not looking. We like our peace. I need some more talk from you guys. Tell me why you're done. Tell me why you don't want to have a partner in life. Tell me why it's more worth it to be single than to have a partner. Even if you weren't to remarry, just to have a partner. I mean, I've talked to a lot of men. I've got my answers, but I want to hear it in the comments. So please, drop it in the comments.
Are you this desperate to hear from men? Men have been talking, men have been saying a lot of things, and you've decided not to listen or hear what men have been saying. And now that men have started going their own way, that's when you're asking for answers.
It's for my girls that are 30 and single. Here's the deal. We've got to stop dogging on being 30. Jesus started his ministry at 30. David, Joseph started their role as king at 30. It is only culture that's telling us that 30 is old and decrepit.
These are men. And you're not a man, you're a woman. She's hit the wall.
Decrepit. Y'all, 30 for me, I am flirty, I am 30, and I am thriving. We have got to start bringing that saying back, because here's the thing. Culture's going to tell you that you're old, but Jesus is going to tell you that you are wiser.
You've hit the wall.
When do you lose interest in a guy?
I lose interest when a guy is too needy. Don't beg it. I lose interest in a guy when he doesn't apply pressure. He just allows it and he treats me like I'm some... Don't do that. I like a guy that applies pressure because I get bored very easily. I like flowers. I like you to tell me when to be ready.
So what kind of guys are you currently going for then?
I like trappers. I like rich men. I promise I'm not a gold digger. Gold digger! I'm not a gold digger, but
These are like standards, isn't it?
I've got standards.
I
know how I hold myself. Don't hold me any less than I hold
so you
myself.
want a rich guy but a trapper though?
No, I want a rich guy, that's it.
You said trapper though?
No, but trappers are my main focus.
She's the main focus.
I'm gonna hit the wall if she hasn't.
I've been single for 6.5 years, and a very common question has been, do you want a relationship? To which my favourite reply is, it depends what type. It's a common mistake to think that being in a relationship and being single are in any way comparative. Of course, individuals have their own experiences, but there are as many ways to be single as there are types of relationship, which of course relies on the relationship you build with yourself and with other people, which again, there's lots of ways to do. I don't really care for the labels of being single or in a relationship as much as I do my spiritual, mental, emotional well-being and fulfillment while having those experiences. So if you're asking me if I'd rather have a relationship for the sake of having a relationship, the simple answer is no. Because to trade everything I have, it really depends what type.
I didn't hear anything she said except that she's hit the wall.
This is one of the biggest struggles I see with single women in their 30s. My name is Megan. I'm a licensed holistic therapist who specializes in self-love, breakups, and relationships.
She deals with people who've hit the wall.
I'm also a single woman in my 30s who teaches.
She's also hit the wall.
Expired! Teaches you how to love your life on your own before you meet your person. One of the biggest frustrations that I see with single women in their 30s is that our society glorifies and celebrates big life milestones like engagements, marriages, buying houses, having babies, things that come with being in a partnership. So often.
Why many men prefer to stay single?
You know why men stay single? You know the real reason why men stay single? Because these women out here want to sit here and find a man that's doing things on his own, that's not worried about anybody else but himself, and play with his feelings. They want to come up to him and lead him on and tell him that, oh, I love you, oh, that you're the only one for me, and then they just cut back. They just leave you wondering like, damn, why did they have to talk to me? Why did they have to mess with me? Why couldn't they just have left me alone? That's the problem with some of these females. They find a good man that's doing things on his own, and they come and distract him.
Sharing that I'm a 30-year-old single woman and apparently I do not look like I'm 30 really triggered a lot of people on the internet. I got a lot of comments saying what I needed to do to change the way my face looks, to change the way my hair looks, in order to achieve the ultimate goal of finding my perfect man, finding that love story that I've been dreaming of, finding my partner, and the fact that I'm not doing that means I'm lazy. But here's the deal. I'm aging gracefully. I am 30. Maybe I look older than 30, but who cares? I show my face on the internet with makeup, without makeup a lot, and with makeup. But I'm not insecure about that.
The funniest part about being single is that 90% of the time, I'm like, I love it. This is the greatest thing ever. And then there's a little 10% of the time where I'm just like,
Being single as a 30-year-old isn't always glamorous or full of self-love every single day. Each day I get up alone, get ready for the day alone, work from home, go to the gym, make dinner all by myself. There are no good morning texts or good night texts. There are days where you question, is my time coming? Or wishing you had someone to do the simple things with. I'm learning to recognize that these days are okay and being single isn't always the easiest. But most importantly, I'm learning to embrace that loving myself to the fullest is the only love I need in this chapter.
I'm recommending some cats. You can get some cats, at least you have some life in that house. Oh, and some plants and cats. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying it.
Surprise! The number of young single men in America is at a record high. This is why. According to Pew Research data that was released this week, a staggering 63% of men in their 20s are single, which is almost double that of women. Lonely men out there? Let's break down these numbers. Scholars say that women don't want to marry down, whereas in the past, men played a more significant dominant role in relationships. Women are now taking home 60% of all bachelor's degrees. And even though men still earn more money than women, that wage gap is slowly closing. It's now sitting at $43 a week. And that empowerment of young women is removing young men from the relationship equation. So then who are these young women dating? Some are dating and marrying slightly older men, which has been a thing for centuries. And others are more openly dating each other. There's more to it than just changing social dynamics. Women are also tired of dating emotionally unavailable and distant men, which is a larger issue in male relationships in general. Research shows that more men than women are friendless